Hey everyone, Mike on Monday. Sorry we missed you last week. Little busy with the storm damage and a wedding that was taking place, so we apologize for a skip there, but we needed a little extra time to do some other things. But speaking of the storm damage that hit the Fond du Lac, Dodge, Sheboygan, and other areas, I did talk with Emergency Management Services. That's part of the government, and you call or dial 211 and you can get data put into there about your situation. So if you've had property damage, and I did ask, what about crops? They want to know about the crops too. It's not necessarily a guarantee of money, but it is a means of them collecting some data that might help more funds reach our area to help those people in need. So call in the 211 if you had property or crop damage and get that reported. Last time pest of the week was pigweed. I'm not doing pest of the week this week, but last time it was pigweed. And as promised, unfortunately, that we talked last time, diseases were starting to show up in the beans. You can see the change in color in the beans coming quickly now. Part of that is maturity coming in, but there's also diseases in there. With 10 to 14 inches of rain, depending where you're at, we have a huge petri dish out here, so there's lots of moisture that is going to advance a lot of the diseases that like the moisture part of the equation. If as you're starting harvest, and we're getting a lot of hay going down at this point, and corn silage is rolling in some areas and just getting started in others, take those opportunities. If you need to get some Kelsol on to help loosen up that ground after harvest, would be a great time to do some of those bulk spreads that can be very helpful in getting that tightness taken care of. As well as when you're dealing with or getting harvest going, make sure your agronomist or soil sampler knows that the field is harvested, that we can get those samples pulled in a timely fashion. Again, we're going to try and be in your field between the harvester and any other manure applications or tillage applications. We want to get it done in that time frame. I primarily wanted to talk on corn silage since that's the big next hit right now. And in Plymouth, we'll have burn down days on Wednesday. So if you've got some samples that you want to find out what the whole plant moisture is, bring those samples in. We need about 3 stalks representing that field for you. A couple of tips for whole plant moisture. If you're in a top unloading upright, you're looking at 63 to 67% moisture. This is for BMR folks. For bunker or pile, 66 to 70. In a bag, 66 to 68. If you're traditional TMF styles, upright would be 62 to 65. Bunker or pile, 65 to 68. And in a bag, 62 to 68. If you're processing BMR 1 to 1.5 inches, the TMF style 3/4 to 1 inch. If you are not processing, you're going to shorten that up. BMR is going to be at 3/4 to 1 inch. TMF styles would be at 3/8 to 3/4. Again, BMR, longer fiber, a different type of fiber, so you can leave that long and it breaks down in the TMR when you're mixing, so you can afford to leave that length of cut better or longer in that stage. The other part with BMR is that you can go closer to the ground because that stalk has more digestible fiber in it than our traditional corns do. So with that, before I get choked out by the noise of the tractor, we'll see you next week. Call 211 if you got some damage. Talk to you later. Mike on Monday's out.